The upcoming Yoon-Biden summit comes at a pivotal moment where geopolitical tensions are increasing as trilateral ties between South Korea, the U.S., and Japan remain strong, and so does relations between North Korea, China, and Russia. So where does that leave Seoul's foreign policy? Our foreign affairs correspondent Choi Min-jung takes a look.
South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol's upcoming trip to the United States will mark a historical opportunity for the Seoul-Washington alliance. But many would also agree that the summit could spur an even stronger trilateral relationship between South Korea, the U.S., and Japan. The three countries have already begun strengthening military cooperation through three-way exercises aimed at countering North Korea's growing threats. The leaders are also expected to meet on the sidelines of the G7 Hiroshima summit in May. The recent boost in trilateral cooperation is partly thanks to improved Seoul-Tokyo ties, and following on from next week's summit between Presidents Yoon and Biden, cooperation between the three countries is expected to accelerate even further. While the allies are on track to strengthening ties, an ever closer relationship is also being witnessed between North Korea, China, and Russia. Chinese President Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin met in Russia last month and voiced opposition to sanctions and pressure on Pyongyang. China and Russia, which are both veto-wielding members of the UN Security Council, have continuously blocked the UNSC from imposing additional sanctions on North Korea in response to its unprecedented level of provocations. On top of North Korean issues, the rivalry between the two groups could be further intensified with issues ongoing in Ukraine and Taiwan. Then what stance should South Korea take amid such heightened competition?
Our foreign policy priority should be to protect and to promote that international order. So that means our foreign policy decision is not between the US and China. It's not how we can balance the relationship between China and the United States. If that is the question, there is no answer. But if the question is, do we have to do more to protect the rules-based liberal international order? I think the answer is yes, and that should be our foreign policy guideline.
The expert explained that South Korea has been able to prosper over the past 4 decades thanks to a favorable global environment based on rules-based liberal international order. He made clear that South Korea's foreign policy priorities should, therefore, be directed at protecting and promoting international order rather than choosing which side to take between the two superpowers. Choi Min-jung, Arirang News.